Guys, what's up? Good morning. Um, I wanted to talk a bit about podcasting in general, and I don't know if I'd call it censorship fully, but I've noticed there's been more of a crackdown, and I like to make people aware of stuff. Like, I'm not trying to be like complaining or negative, but it's kind of weird. Um, so as you guys know, like most of the time, I'm usually recording through my Spotify for podcasters um, account. That's the platform I record through, and it can push the episodes out to Apple or whatever. But I do run multiple podcasts, and so um, like I have noticed there's a little bit of a strange little crackdown. Not really crackdown. It's not like some intensive thing, but um I guess my most recent experience, you'll see that I just posted it up again today, but I had received a message after posting last night because if you guys recall, I mentioned that, hey, when I'm, you know, done, with what I'm doing on the website, I'm gonna post back up, put gamingcompute.com back up. It was down for a few days, and I was using the GoDaddy, um, um, what do you call it? The GoDaddy sites extension. And I was like, I don't want to use GoDaddy sites, but I kind of wanted to keep the site up in case people wanted to go on there. And just for now, subscriptions are paused, and that's fine. They'll be coming back probably in the next couple weeks. I'm just, I don't know. I'm trying to make a better campaign for it, and I'd rather have people opting in when there's kind of more for them. Right now, there's only really one thing, and so the people who got that one thing, it's still going to be there, but there's going to be some second option as well. I think it would be just worth more for people. It's another freebie, but um, I'm working on that. So I took down the subscriptions. This is free to subscribe. You just provide your email, but then you know, basically when I have freebies to post, the people who are subscribed will get the freebies. They're just little guides and stuff. It's not like any like massive like thing, but I feel like hey, it's probably worth your while. Um, but I want to make it worth more, but still for free. So it's gonna take me a while to work that out. But anyways, that's why I was like shifting around with the website a bit, and then I'm still working on it, but now it's kind of where I want it to be, at least for now. You guys can browse content basically. That's all that's really available, and then that's fine. And other than that, you know, I want to say that there's, let me see, there's, you know, Spotify to deal with, and so I'm trying to log in. Um, so this is maybe the second time so that Spotify has kind of flagged an episode of mine. So all I wanted to do yesterday was just post in the description and put, hey, the website's back up. I didn't feel a need to kind of have like audio there. So what I did was I put the normal little tune as the content, and then as the audio content, and then as the written content I put the title, like, the main website's back up, and then gamingcompute.com, whatever I put. And I guess they took it down. And they sent me this email. Now I posted it not only on this podcast but on a different podcast, and I'll talk to you about that as well. But I'm doing a little bit of job hunt training, and I feel like when I talk about digital marketing related topics that and tech, that kind of comes up on the other channel, and so that's why I'm posting that link there too. So I got the same email on both accounts. It says, hello. Our automatic review tools determine that your podcast content appears to be in violation of our content policies and have removed the following episodes. This one says show, game and compute. Episode title, digital marketing website is back up. Then the URL for that, and then the feed URL that goes through anchor.fm. Because originally I was logged in through anchor.fm before it became Spotify for podcasters, and then it says you can read more about the policies. There's a terms and conditions link. If you're a creator looking to get your music on Spotify, you can check out our How Do I Get Music on Spotify, and then there's FAQs on Spotify for artists. It's a whole thing. It's like a whole email. And then there's like an appeals process, which you can visit here. And is like, please be advised that Spotify has a policy to terminate inappropriate. Well, they put inappropriate. Okay, to terminate in appropriate circumstances the accounts of repeat infringers. So I don't know if I got a strike against this account. This is the first infringement that they're saying I had. And then other than this infringement, like, they're basically saying that somebody's running my shower. Anyways, they're basically saying that, there's some kind of infringement issue because I put no verbal words, and all I put was the intro that I usually put at the beginning and outro of almost every single episode when I don't mess it up or when I remember to do it. And it's their content. It's from their list of tunes that you can choose. I didn't make that up. That's not my music. So basically they're trying to say that I'm trying to post music. It's wrong to post music. I don't think I got a strike against my account, but basically the terms and conditions that I am violating according to them is because Spotify has a policy on submitting music via Spotify for podcasters. And because, it says Spotify for podcasters should not be used to distribute music tracks, DJ mixes, or similar music content. So apparently I can't use the intro tune to just leave that as my audio content. I have to have verbal content. So it's like, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be labeled as a repeat infringer, but it's like I saw nothing wrong with it because I didn't want to. I felt like, okay, who's gonna listen to this? All I'm really saying is the website's back up. It's just an announcement. Website's back up. I took down the past link, the past episode that was for the website with the other extension, the GoDaddy, whatever that other extension is, the GoDaddy extension, GoDaddy Sites extension. So I don't understand why um I don't really have like a full understanding as to like what's happening here. So I mean I get it because I mean it's audio, but it's a few seconds of audio and it's their audio, so I guess don't do that or else they're gonna put you saying that you're doing some kind of an infringement, which is it's annoying. And I was originally going to like contact them and like talk to someone, and then it goes in this whole like what's your URL and all, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just take it down and just verbally say what I need to say because my goodness. But it's a little thing. I feel like it's annoying. It's just one extra annoying step that I have to kind of like deal with. But this isn't the first time something has happened. Now, I don't know if I talked about this before, maybe I did, but I got the impression at one point that Spotify was kind of singling out one of my accounts. It's a little, I think people could say it's like political. Not really. And I'm not talking about politics, but I'm talking about minority groups that come up in politics in a way that, you know, I think somebody's, you know, very closely watching that other pod and singling it out. The reason why I say that is I posted the same thing on that podcast. It also got removed, but a previous situation that had happened a few months ago, I was posting about a book and I was reading like a few pages at a time and putting my own kind of like interpretation on some of the book. I wouldn't read a lot of the text, it was like a little bit, and it was the last few pages. And so I posted an episode about that on that podcast. And mind you, I have other podcasts outside of this one, outside of that one. There's even others because they're different niches. And so I posted it on that, on the third, or sorry, on a second podcast from that one. So this first minority niche podcast got flagged for, I don't know what the what the reasoning was, but either way they removed my episode for unknown reasons. Nobody told me why, but my episode got removed. Um and um I just put it back up and it was fine. But on the other channel, on the other podcast channel, that same exact episode with the title, same exact description information, same exact link, same exact everything, it did not get removed. So I'm thinking, how does it get removed in one place and not the other when it's the same exact information? It's me, it's my voice. I literally copy and pasted every piece of the written content. I just copied and pasted it over. There's nothing different. The only difference is the URL and all the information it connected to the actual account. And the issue is you kind of start seeing other problems. Like that other podcast that didn't get flagged, it probably has about 3 times the amount of engagement as the first podcast I'm talking about. But that first podcast, I feel like it's not getting pushed as much. I record there far more often. I probably post on there almost every single day versus this other one I post on maybe every week, once a week. But it has more engagement. Now, it might be the niche, but I did notice the numbers started changing at a certain time. There was a certain time before Spotify started making all these changes. And I do think that more political content about certain minority groups gets flagged a little bit more. I think it gets kind of pushed down a little bit more with the algorithm. I don't really think it's the specific niche. The reason why I don't think it's the specific niche is because when the podcast was first opened, like back in 2020, everything was flowing well up until they started changing things, like up until like Anchor.fm became Spotify, and then I noticed a lot of change. And then after that point, I noticed some more change when they kind of changed the monetization process. Um, and so it's definitely messing with some of the numbers, some of um, the details, um, and I can't say exactly why. Um, but I don't know. I mean, if you guys record, if you start a podcast, or if you've had a podcast for a while, see if you notice anything weird, because I've definitely noticed these weird things. It's not happening enough that I'm like worried, but it's kind of like I don't really like it. I don't really like, a system that's gonna automatically take down your content. I mean, I wasn't posting music. I wasn't posting music that I don't post every single day. I post the same thing every day, but or every post, but I usually put a, what do you call it? Yeah, I post the same thing every day, but I usually put um, like, I usually have verbal audio content. And of course, they have an automated system that can, like, technically crawl all your content, and it'll be like, oh, this doesn't have any verbal content in it. And I'm pretty sure that same, you know, automation can check for verbiage, wording that they don't want, written words. I'm pretty sure it can check for like the auditory as well, verbally. And so I have a feeling they use, you know, things like music, things like written word, and things like spoken word, verbal spoken audio, to kind of figure out if they're gonna flag you or not. It's an automated system. It's not a human. Um, or maybe it is a human. I don't know. But just how the other podcast episode, not this one, I've already fixed the issue. It's not an issue anymore. But how the other episode got flagged on one account and not flagged on another account when it was the same exact information. It got taken down in one place and not taken down in another place. Um, that right there kind of, put my radar up of like something's going on. And especially the way that the numbers kind of aren't as even as they used to be. Um, but they can take down what they want. It's their platform. But I'm not trying to be paranoid, but we are being monitored, and they will use their own plans to take down your stuff, even if you're not fully violating the policy. Like, I was not posting my own DJ music or my own music. I was posting their music, but I didn't have any voice to it. But just that enough got flagged. So, I think the educational content's valuable. I'm putting it out there. And I don't know if anything else weird comes up. I'll definitely report about it. It's fixed. It's not a problem now, but this is the second weird issue that I've had. That wasn't 100% something that I can. That kind of makes sense. Like I'm not 100% violating policies. It's just according to their automated screening. Um. So, anyways, that's podcasting, and that's Spotify for podcasters.